Hello everybody, today we're going to be starting with a new series which is what is the best generation of Pokemon. I did make a generation video earlier in my YouTube career, however I did delete this video because I did not feel it covered the topics as well as I wanted to cover them. So I'm breaking it down into individual generations because a lot of the focus on that video was of main series games and I want to expand to what an entire generation can entail. Also sorry for the video quality that has happened in the past couple of videos. I finally fixed it, so hopefully this one is working for you. But what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the main series games, the side games, the anime series, and the Pokemon movies to determine what is the best generation. Now the main series games are going to entail the battle styles in the game, the storyline, and the features that the game gives us. And these categories will be averaged to make a final total at the end of the video, and those totals will be ranked to show you which is the best generation. So first we're going to start with the main series game, and the main series games include Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise, and Pikachu as the mascots for the games, and of course those are Pokemon Red, Blue, Green, and Yellow. However, we are not going to be talking about Pokemon Green, because Pokemon Green is a Japanese game and I have not played it, so I can't include it. These games have some of the best starters that were released in Pokemon. Of course, my favorite is in it, Charmander. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the battle styles, and the battle styles punch one Mega Punch. Sorry about the pun. But the battle style is one-on-one style battle, so you do not get to use any doubles play or anything like that if you've played the newer generations and not the old ones. It's only a single battle style, so you fight one-on-one. And it's pretty decent for the first generation of Pokemon. Now we're going to talk about the storyline. The storyline is easy and simple, and a lot of people know it pretty well, which makes it a pretty good storyline. You start out as Red, or whatever you name yourself, and you have to talk to your rival Blue, or whatever you name him, and you're competing to see who can complete the Pokédex the fastest, which Professor Oak gives you at the beginning of your adventure. Now, throughout your adventure while catching Pokemon, you realize that there is a Pokemon Gym challenge, and you have to collect all 8 badges to fight the strongest trainers in the region, which you do. And while you're fighting through the gyms, you run into the crimes of the evil organization Team Rocket, who captures trainers' Pokemon, steals Pokemon from the wild, and sells them to people on the black market for a good price. Now, throughout your journey, you will face them multiple times. However, once you defeat the 8th gym leader, who is the leader of Team Rocket, he will disband the organization and they will not exist for a couple years. Then once you complete them, you start fighting the gym leaders, and after the gym leaders, you fight the Elite Four, and you can continue your quest to catch all the Pokemon, including the legendary Mewtwo. Now we get to talk about the game features, and this is one of the sections that I dread to talk about in Generation 1, because as you can see, there are a lot of problems with Generation 1. That's because it didn't get a lot of kinks worked out of it, but I'm going to talk about a few of the most notable ones, and a few of the ones that really changed the way this game is played, and changed how Pokemon that aren't good now were really good back then. So we start with the base stat features, and we have health points, attack, special and defense, and speed. Now, if you play the newer games, you know that special is split into special attack and special defense. However, in Generation 1, it is one stat. So Pokemon like Alakazam have really high special attack, special defense. Well, it has decent special defense. Had one stat, and usually it's the higher stat. So Alakazam's base special attack stat was also its base special defense stat, making it a really powerful special attacker and really bulky. Another stat we have to talk about is the speed stat. And now the speed stat is connected to critical hit ratios. So that means Pokemon like Electrode, who is the fastest Pokemon in this generation, had the highest chance to get a critical hit. Also, critical hits, if used in a multi-attacking move like Bullet Seed or something like that, if you got a crit on the first one, they were all crits, which made it really difficult to live after getting one of those, especially if they hit 5 times. With the speed stat determining critical hits, it wasn't uncommon to see agility used in a lot of the competitive playthroughs because agility boosts your speed, and if you boost your speed, you boost your critical hit ratio. So it might have been a problem, maybe. It was fixed later though, so don't worry about it too much. And of course, typing was also essential in this generation. Now, types determined what if your move was physical or if it was special. And the types that are special are any Pokemon that is an evolution type. So Pokemon moves that are water, electric, fire, psychic, dark, grass, ice, and fairy were all special attacks, as well as dragon, who is not an evolution. However, fairy type and dark type does not exist in this generation because dark type came out in generation 2 and fairy type came out in generation 6, which really didn't need to matter about the special attack physical attack split because that already happened. Another thing with the typing and Pokemon having stab, which is same type attack bonus, Pokemon that have two types, one physical, one special, like Venusaur, where poison is physical, grass is special, really had to be a mixed attacker to be of any use to take care of its stab, and to really use the stab, it had to be a mixed attacker, because otherwise you're just building a special Venusaur that can only use grass moves and has toxic, and that's really not helping with the poison. Of course, poison wasn't always the best typing to have, but that's another video. So with all that added up together and average, we're going to give that a 7.5, a 5.7. And now we can talk about side games. So the side games exist in many forms here. This one is actually the trading card game, and this exists through all the generations. However, it debuted in Generation 1, and that's where it's going to be placed in. I know there are a lot of arcade games and stuff like that, like the Pokken Tournament stuff, that are Japanese only arcade games. So I cannot include those because I don't have research on them and I don't have knowledge about them because I have not played them myself because they're in Japan. But we're going to talk about TCG, and TCG actually was really fun as a kid. I really enjoyed playing it. I really enjoyed collecting the cards. But the system of battling is really, really complicated for a young mind. You have to really be advanced to know what you're doing, because I still don't know what I'm doing and I don't play it anymore. So that's a lot of the tribute to that. I found Yu-Gi-Oh a lot easier to play, so I use Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm sorry I'm talking about Yu-Gi-Oh in a Pokemon video. Do not shoot me in the comment section. But TCGs also was really fun to play, and it was really fun to collect cards. Well, it was fun to play if you didn't play by the rules. But it was always fun to collect the cards. I always found myself collecting cards of my favorite Pokemon. And apparently there are rare Pokemon cards. I did not know this until recently. So, like holo cards that have like a rainbow shine to them when they're in the light. Those are apparently rarer than just the plain basic cards. So I did not know this, but I always enjoyed collecting them. And so I'm about average on this, so I'm gonna give it a 5. Now we're going to talk about the anime series, and I'm going to talk about the first series of the anime, first season, because it sort of goes with Generation 1 better than any other one, even though I watched it when Generation 3 was coming out. So I don't know. But who can't forget this opening? One of the best openings showcasing the two legendary Pokemon of the region. But we need to talk about how the story begins, and you start out as Ash, and who missed getting his first Pokemon. However, Pikachu is still available, and Oak gives him a Pikachu, who does not like him whatsoever until Ash shows that he'll do anything for Pikachu by trying to save its life in the first episode, and they become great friends for the rest of the series. Now, a lot of the story revolves around Ash's companions, and we get two companions in Misty and Brock, both who are gym leaders in this game, but you don't know Misty is a gym leader until you actually get to the second gym. She's just some girl that Ash stole her bike to save Pikachu in the first episode. Also, you meet some really cool Team Rocket members who are Jesse, James, and Meowth. Meowth, who is a talking Meowth, but they are really fun and really great comedic characters in the anime, and they're really great even today because they still exist somewhere in some facets. Of course, the anime is known for some of its most tear-jerking episodes, especially Bye Bye Butterfree and when Pikachu meets with the wild Pikachu in the forest and Ash tries to leave it. Those are some of the most tear-jerking episodes of any anime series, and it was really hard for me to watch both of those episodes because they're two Pokemon I actually really liked at the time. I don't really care about Pikachu as much now because it's Pikachu and everyone knows Pikachu and it's not uncommon. But Butterfree is one of my favorite bug and flying type Pokemon, so it's really hard for me to watch that series, especially that episode now. It's probably the hardest anime goodbye in existence, and it deserves its title. But for an overall pretty good anime series with some minor flaws, we're going to give it a 7 on the chart. And now we get to talk about the Pokemon movie, which is the first Pokemon movie where it's Mew versus Mewtwo. And this story follows Mewtwo, a clone of Mew, who is used by Team Rocket to help aid in their capture of Pokemon in the wild and trainers Pokemon, so that way they can sell them. However, Mewtwo realizes that its potential and power is too great for one trainer to control, so it destroys everything in a blaze of glory, and finds its way to make a hideout on an island. I think it's called New Island or Moon Island. I'm not really sure of what it says in the movie, but it's been a while. But Mewtwo throws out a challenge to a bunch of the trainers of the region, the best trainers. They all come to a port, and Mewtwo throws a storm into effect, which it doesn't work like that, by the way. But Mewtwo throws a storm into effect, and only the best trainers can come and be there. So 5 trainers leave, 4 get there. Ash is one of them, and that's how we continue with the story. No one knows what happened to the guy who was riding a Fearow or a Pidgeot. I don't remember which one it was, but he was riding a bird and didn't make it. But Mewtwo takes their Pokemon because they are too weak for his clones, and he clones them, and they fight each other in this grand battle at the end of the movie. And it's really, really pathetic when Pikachu just gives up. Pikachu just doesn't fight. The other Pikachu is just sitting there with tears in its eyes, slapping it because it's supposed to slap it. And they realize that this isn't right. Pokemon aren't used for tools for battle. They're companions that you love and care for in the fight alongside of you. It's a really sad moment. But of course, you got the adorable little Mew that floats around. It's really cute. I really like Mew. Mew is a really cute little Pokemon. Speaking of sad, back to that topic. It has the saddest movie death ever, where Ash sacrifices himself to stop the fighting because he realizes that Pikachu and the other Pokemon are right. There's no point in fighting. We're not proving anything. So he goes between Mew and Mewtwo, takes their blast, and becomes stone. Pikachu sees this, runs over, tries Thunder Shocking Ash because it works every other time. When Ash is asleep, Pikachu wants to get Ash on the move. He Thunder Shocks it. It doesn't work. Tries it again, and it doesn't work. And the only thing this poor little Pokemon can do is cry because its master no longer exists. technically. All the Pokemon start crying. It's a really sad and touching moment until Dewgong makes a sound, and that sound ruins the entire end of the movie. So yeah, very bitter about that. But then Mewtwo reveals his best quote, and one of the best quotes I've ever seen, especially from a Pokemon movie. Jeesh. I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. And I love this quote. It's one of the best quotes out there. It came from a kid's movie. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Jeesh. It's a really great quote. Really, really great quote. And for the overall goodness and probably one of the best movies in the Pokemon series, we're going to give this movie a 9. Now, we have a 5.7 for the main series, a 5 for the side series, 7 for the anime, and a 9 for the movie. Obviously, television was a lot better than the games, but we're going to add these up, and if you add them up and average them out, you get a total of 6.675. So that is our total, making Generation 1 the best generation of Pokemon right now. We don't have any other generations done because this is our first video. So Generation 1 will hold the title for the moment. Generation 2 might come and take it over, but we don't know that yet until we get to the next video. Now, with this series, I plan on expanding it from pretty much the beginning of August, which is when this video will be coming out, to about the beginning of next year, because that's when I'll probably end up finishing the Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon game. When they come out in November, I will be finishing them about a month's time, and give me some time to do some analysis and make a video. So don't hold me to the beginning of the year, but it might be the first. I hope it could be an early video on the channel in the next year. Actually, I think it would be really great if it was the first video of the new year. I think that would be a really cool way to begin the year. With all that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. And if you did like it and you want to see more content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I try to post pretty regularly. I post 3 Let's Plays a week, usually 3 or 2, depends on the week, and a video on Saturday usually. Sometimes I get bogged down with work, and sometimes there is just nothing I want to make a video about, or I'm making a video that takes way too long for one day to make, record, edit, all that stuff. So usually that's the case, and this one is one of those videos that took a really, really long time to make. I had to figure out where I wanted to go with the video, what I wanted to talk about. So I hope you liked it because it took a lot of time and effort on my part. Also, if you want to stay updated with things that I'm going on the channel, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ChaosMade006. On Twitter, I usually post updates about why I can't record or what's going on, or if I'm doing a shiny hunt that's not on the channel, which I am currently. It's a shiny Mudkip and Oros for a starter. It's really a pain in the butt because I'm almost like 3,500, so I really want this Mudkip. But I will post on there, and I post some pictures on both just to keep updated. I don't use the Instagram too much, so Twitter's probably better to follow me on. So go follow me on there. With all that being said, I don't think there's anything else I really need to talk about in this video. So make sure you subscribe for the next one. And again, I thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm ChaosMade006 signing off. Burn it up.